My first name is Gaurav, my last name is Lahoti.
Kirill Varshavsky, and I'm a computer science major.
My name is Olaoluwa Bo Ajala, and I'm an ECE major.
Megan Anderson, I'm a biology major.
My name is Jibi Varghese. I'm aerospace engineering.
My name is Alan Moreau. I'm undeclared, but I'm going to be applying to the College of Business at the end of May.
My name is Michael Nguyen, and I'm a chemistry major.
My name is Vanessa Gutierrez, and I'm staff member here for the Human and Community Development Department.
As a citizen, when you come here, you have contacts because you have been in United States. When you come as an immigrant, the number one thing that you realize is you don't have any contacts in the university. Everything gets made like on the fly, and you have to make an effort to make contacts, make friends. And let's say if there is a Thanksgiving, then it's hard to find friends around.
If a person speaks a different language, if a person looks different, people are, for some reason, just they judge them, they treat them differently, just because they're from a different country, just because they're not the same as everyone else. I think that's human nature.
Yeah, I think it is different. For one, there's a lot more diversity here, so you get to meet people from so many more cultures, and you get to learn things about different cultures that you don't get to learn back in Nigeria. So yeah, in that respect, it is different.
I think there's a lot of minor things of kind of racial injustice and stuff that people kind of look past that may not, I don't know. A lot of white people don't see it the same way.
I think it really depends on which age they come in and if they're coming for high school or college. In high school, I think it matters a lot. When I came here during high school, and it can be really hard to blend in with people, and in high school a lot of things get segregated and a lot of divisions happen, but I think in college it's much easier to make friends.
Yeah, I think so, because they had to get accustomed. It's a whole new culture, so they had to get accustomed to assimilating into the culture in a different country, and it's gotta be hard for them.
There's actually a lot of different immigrants, so it depends on your documentation, right? So if you don't have documents, it is a little bit challenging and difficult and isolating too. And there's a lot of research that supports that a lot of undocumented immigrants lead very isolated life.
Well, it certainly is different. First of all, the labor, the work that we do, well, not me, but the immigrants do, is much more harder than American citizens do. They usually have a college education, and immigrants usually don't.
You said we, so I take it that you feel some kind of relation to immigration, to immigrants.
Yes. My parents are immigrants.
I think there are some stereotypes, but I personally haven't had an experience where I was treated badly, so I can't say that immigrants are treated badly. But I have noticed some stereotypes, yeah. From my experience, I don't think immigrants are treated unfairly. So if I can say that, obviously there are some opportunities that are available to citizens here that are not available to immigrants, but I won't consider them unfair opportunities.
Maybe I don't know, I mean, every situation is different, but yeah, I'm sure there are ones who live in fear. I'm sure there's also other ones who have just had better experiences with it. It depends where you are and what kind of environment you're in.
Well, I came here, I didn't know the language. And so, especially in elementary school when I was little, there was a lot of name calling, a lot of bullying. Because especially when you're in that kind of environment, where you have a lot of kids, and the kids like to make fun of each other, that kind of added to the whole effect of, he's different, let's make fun of him. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of difficulty in assimilation. You have to take a different step. You have to put more effort into what you do to prove that you're kind of worthy, because in the eyes of the people, you're different. In the eyes of the people, you seem like, a completely different person, like an alien, like someone that is not worthy of the same jobs as someone else. So you have to kind of put more effort into it. You gotta do whatever you can to get the job that you want.
Well, I think usually immigrants, since they have harder labor, they work longer hours. Yeah, I just think that their labor is hard and they work longer hours for less pay. I think mostly because they have no education usually when they come, and employers usually think since they're immigrants, they're not legal, they're not really supposed to be working, so they tend to pay them less. I think every like Hispanic is already set under like a certain, like there's already like they're already being stereotyped just for being Hispanic, and usually negative. Like they come here for our jobs, like they don't want to give us like grants and scholarships, stuff like that, because we're immigrants.
If they came here without a like family, I feel like it would be quite lonely. I feel like because then they're not able to communicate with like those around them if they're not the same, if they don't speak the same language as them. So I don't know, I guess it would be kind of lonely.
It is a lot more challenging. I think that there's a lot of resources that you're not aware of. Also, there's always that fear of, I think getting like the police or ISIS stopping you, especially because there's a lot of reports out there. And so I think that a lot of families sometimes don't reach out because they don't know like that whether they can get deported or something. So I think that I have a lot of privileges having my documentation and being a citizen. Also, my parents are residents, and so I think that that's kind of like, you would have to ask someone who's undocumented because to really like know what that experience is like. But I imagine it's really challenging. But again, because I have that privilege, I can't really speak to it, and I can't even begin to explain how challenging it might be, because I've always had documentation, and at least everyone in my family has U.S. residency, which gives them that privilege to just kind of go around freely and not have to worry about those things.
Me llamo Reina Amado Olivares.
Okay.
Llegué aquí en el 2007, yo tengo 33 años. Mi papá conocía a una persona allá que estaba acá y siempre le platicaba que él se viniera, y no, mejor mi hermana se decidió venirse, ella sola, sin no tener a nadie aquí. Pues mi hermana me platicaba que sí era muy diferente a la vida de allá que en la de aquí. Sí, se llama. También por eso me vine, para conocer, porque siempre me contaba mi hermana y nos contaban allá que pues, la vida aquí era muy diferente a la de México. Trabajaba yo en una fábrica de textil, de hilo. La fábrica donde estaba yo trabajando la cerraron, y como mi hermana ya estaba acá, pues me vine con ella. Aquí pues hay trabajo, y pues allá en México hay que andar buscando uno trabaje. Y pues digo, pues me voy para allá, pues me vine. Como no tenía yo dónde así trabajar allá, y lo que me gusta andar trabajando en las fábricas, y luego ya nos pagaban más barato, y yo no, como que ya no
valía la pena.
Ajá, ya no, porque antes nos pagaban, pues ahora sí, vacaciones, los días festivos, los respetaban, y ahora sí que ya nada de eso. Y pues ya no, yo ya no regreso. Allí en Oli Garden, las ensaladas,
Okay.
ajá, y el pan, 6 días y un día de descanso. Me han dado así, y pues así estoy. Pues está bien, porque apenas meto las horas que me meto, y apenas me alcanza el dinero que gano, pues apenas me alcanza las horas. Me ha ido bien ahorita con mi niño, y pues ahí vamos yo y mi niño. Sí hemos estado bien. Y pues aquí echándole ganas. Ahorita no me puedo ir también, porque pues no tengo a dónde ir a parar. Allá está la casa de mis papás, pero ya no es igual. La llevo con un niño. Ahora si me voy así, ¿a dónde? Mi casa todavía no la cuelo, y ¿a dónde voy a ir a parar? Ahora más grande, pues ya verá más adelante qué dirá el tiempo.
¿Y extraña a su pueblo y su familia? ¿Sí?
Sí.
¿Qué extraña de
Pues todo.
todo? La comida, la cultura, todo. ¿Y quiere regresar?
Pero ahorita sí, pero dice mi mamá que no, porque la situación ya está.
¿Está mala? ¿Por qué? ¿Qué está...?
No, ya la situación está muy... que no hay trabajo, que no hay nada. Sí, que ya pagan muy barato, y que por eso, si no se debe venirse, pues sí se puede venirse, pero ya... Luego con chiquillos dice que no.
My My name is Cristobal Gonzalez. My position here is I'm a technician and an exhaust specialist. The hardest part was learning to live in the culture of the United States. You know, it's different culture, different language, just everything. It's definitely settling, you know, to a new culture. It's definitely that's the hardest part for me. The language, as a young kid coming here, if you come here younger, you're more likely to pick it up faster than an adult. You know, as a kid, going to school and stuff, it took me about 3 years to learn the language. But as an adult, you know, if you come here as an adult, you'll struggle more because your mind is here to make money and feed your family instead of learning the language and going to school. You know, as an immigrant, we come here to work, and our mentality is to work and make money, and we take any opportunity, you know, that is given to us to make money, and that kind of just stops us from looking more into better jobs because we're just here to make money and we're okay with where we're at. I would say I work the whole 7 days a week. That doesn't mean, you know, that it's hard labor, but definitely, you know, just from working from home to working at a restaurant job and here at the shop doing, you know, making money here, making money there. But, you know, it's just anything that helps me succeed to have another step towards my success in the future or tomorrow. You know, I'm always, you know, busy doing something. I've done everything from restaurant works to factory works to community like service, like coaching in soccer at Park District, to doing automotive work. So a little bit of everything, even including interpreting, you know, for the Guatemalan community that doesn't speak a lot of Spanish or English. It's totally different, you know. You're so used to being, you know, it's from different country to different country, so everything changed, and not speaking the language, it even makes it scarier. Just because of, you know, of who I am, you know, the officer pulls me over and comes and directly tell me that I don't have, you know, insurance and a driver's license. So I would agree, you know, that you're more likely to get pulled over if you are seen as a Hispanic or immigrant. Every day you miss home, and here, like I said, the culture is different. The things you do is different from, you know, playing in your backyard to home. Both countries, you know, are my country, and I grew up here, you know, so used to the language, the lifestyle, but you still miss home, you know. I got half the family here and half the family there, you know. If it was so easy, I would live half a year here, half a year there, definitely make the best out of both countries. There's a lot of opportunities here, you know. They always say, you know, the sky is the limit, and sometimes we don't understand what that really means, and it's just, yeah, the sky is the limit, but you can be whoever you want, you know. That doesn't mean because you're 30 or 40 years old, you can't do anything else, you know. They said this is the country of opportunity. My goal in life is, you know, to succeed in all areas, in obviously, you know, succeed in the area of like economical standard, you know, give my family a better education, and to be able to not suffer through poverty like my family did.
When I get older, I will be stronger.
Yeah, I would just like to say be confident in who you are. Stay true to your culture, to who you are. And I think it's easy for you to want to change yourself when you come here. But just stay true to who you are. Know who you are. I always told when I was coming here, remember the son of who you are.
U.S. is a great country. Come here, you know, do everything you can to have your roots here, because it is a good country to live in. It's going to be difficult at first, but if you persevere, everything's going to turn out all right.
I do hope that if you ever have a bad experience that it gets better, because the majority of people won't try and stereotype you.
I would just say that be confident in yourself and be open to others, and not be afraid to make friends who are very different from you.
Well, I would say, I guess, not to like really pay attention to the stereotypes, and despite the fact where you come from, no matter what nationality it is, like you can still like have a good future for you and your children. Not necessarily just because you're immigrants means you're gonna do bad.
I think one of the things is to not be afraid, also to reach out to different resources. And I would also say one of the things is to always kind of unite within a group, because what we also forget is that a lot of especially for like Latinos or even like Asian immigrants, they're mixed families statuses too. So maybe if your parents are undocumented, your children are citizens of the United States and they will have voting rights at 18th. So remind those U.S. representatives and those congressmen, like, Latinos are going to take over, I think, 30% of the population, and so rather their status is different, their children will become of voting rights. So they do have some power, and they should exercise it.
You do you. I mean, don't be sorry for who you are or what you are. Just appreciate the little things in life. Appreciate that you're here, like getting an education, and congrats to you for like making that big step for like leaving your home country, and like it's scary, I don't know. So it's gotta be tough, and I commend you for your bravery.
When I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag.